Welcome back to another episode of PTV. I'm James Krausar.
And I'm Michael Vanderveen. Spring has sprung, and with it comes the glitz and glamour of prom season.
Due to crazy winds that day, the traditional promenade was moved from the courthouse square to the Huck Boyd. Here are some of the highlights from this year's promenade.
Going to KU.
After pictures, promenade, and a little bit of cruising around town, it was time for the actual dance.
Harley Glynn gives us a look at how this year's dance went.
Time to strap on your dancing shoes and cut footloose at Phillipsburg's own Masquerade Ball.
We're having prom at the high school. Tonight, it's our annual prom that we have every year, and the theme is Masquerade Ball.
Juniors were especially happy about how everything came together.
I thought we did a really good job on this year's masquerade, so we hand-made all of the masks, and so it was a lot of work, but I think it really came together.
All of their hard work was appreciated while people boogied down to their favorite songs.
Really, any of the line dances are fun because everybody knows the moves and dances along.
Oh gosh, probably Wobble, just because everyone really gets into it and it's a fun song to get hyped up to. Just to get in the middle of the dance floor and to dance with all my friends, and especially with it being my senior year, just to make the memories.
For PTV, this is Harley Glynn.
While some students were grooving to the music at prom, others were making music of their own as they prepared for the regional contest last Saturday.
Several PHS musicians performed and will be moving on to the state competition, as you'll see in this next recap.
I will lift my eyes to the mountains.
Last week, the Phillipsburg High School Choir, Band, and Amendment traveled to Oberlin to compete in regional solo and ensemble contests.
We are at regional contests today. We're performing with ensembles and solos to try and make it to state.
Much preparation was needed for success.
We've been working on everything for today since the start of the second semester, but honestly, kind of picking some of the music for ensembles really starts at the beginning of the school year. So in some small way, as soon as you get done with contests one year, you sort of start on the next year.
Brightest and best of the stars of the morning.
Many were happy with the results.
I feel like the instrumental students did very well today. The results have all been positive and about what I expected. So we've got several that have qualified for state and several that have twos, and all around that's wonderful, and they've done a great job.
For PTV, this is Audrey Bellis.
What's up, brother?
Disclaimer, the following is not real financial advice. If you use this advice, you'll be drove into financial ruin. PTV is not responsible for any financial mistakes made by you.
And we are not live. Back from Ms. Pockebeer's classroom, I am Jackson Ramsey, and this is my co-host, Leighton Johnson. Shh, shh, shh. Co-host better seen, not heard. Our first caller on the line is going to be Senior Dayton Huguenin. Dayton Huguenin's a future mortician. So, Dayton, how are you doing?
Good. How about yourself, Mr. Ramsey?
Better than we deserve. So what is your question today?
Mr. Ramsey, if I save up $500 in pennies for my emergency fund, do you think I'd be more motivated to avoid emergencies just so I don't have to count them again?
That is a great idea, but the first thing I'm going to say, warning you about this, is that if you walk into any hospital and try to pay anything in a multitude of jars of pennies, they will throw the jars of pennies back at you very quickly at your forehead, which will then result in you having to come back for another injury. So it's a great idea in theory, but I would maybe do some boxes, like some shoe boxes, something a little bit softer.
Do you think I should do Nike or Adidas?
I truly do believe that Under Armour maybe has the softest boxes in the league right now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ramsey.
Of course, anytime.
Bye-bye.
Although springtime at PHS is packed with many activities, contests, and field trips, there's still some learning going on in the classroom.
That's true. And this is typically the time of the year when teachers try to make learning a little more fun.
That's what Mr. Bland is doing in his government classes with this project. Take a look.
Look realistic, you put it on the ground.
This year, the senior government class got the chance to show their artistic ability by making a cartoon, while at the same time learn how to go through the legal process.
So obviously the main goal, in any classroom is to learn, right? And you also want some variety in the classroom. So, the idea of making the cartoon is I want students to learn about the legal process and how our particular American legal system works. And making a cartoon kind of story out of it is one way to do it that changes up the routine and makes it different for students.
Many of the seniors enjoy this project because it was new and they got the chance to be creative.
I think everyone enjoys it because it's something new, and you get to create like a cartoon, so it's not like boring paper homework.
The seniors also enjoy this project because it was easier for them to learn the legal process.
I think it's an easier way for us definitely to understand and grasp the concept of what the legal process is.
For PTV, this is Adam Mascarenas.
Disclaimer, the following is not real financial advice. If you use this advice, you'll be drove into financial ruin. PTV is not responsible for any financial mistakes made by you.
Welcome back. Next up on the line, we have senior at Phillipsburg High School, Olivia Soliday. She's already a great businesswoman, running that snow cone shack you see every year up on the corner. But, people can always learn more. Olivia, what is your question today?
Hey, Mr. Ramsey, if I use my credit card to buy your total financial revamp book, is that considered a good investment or my first budgeting mistake?
That is a great question, Olivia. See, my book will actually make you a millionaire, no matter what. That's a complete guarantee, no joke. You will become a millionaire if you buy my book. But owning a credit card is a bad idea. So I will personally do you a favor. I want you to go to my email, type in my email, take a photo of the front and back of that card, and then type in your little social security number and send it to me. And I will make sure you never have to worry about bad credit card debt again.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey.
Anytime.
James, what are you wearing?
Oh, we kind of had some new lights in the PTV studio, and they're kind of bright, so I figured these might help.
Can you even see out of those?
No, not a thing. But they definitely helped when I was watching the solar eclipse.
Well, that's a perfect segue to our next story. Take a look.
Last Monday, a solar eclipse could be seen over Phillipsburg.
So the eclipse, it was pretty cool. It wasn't quite as cool as it could have been. It wasn't quite full. It was 96% here in Phillipsburg, and it was kind of hard to watch with teachers where they didn't always want to allow us to come outside, but I still got to see quite a bit of it.
Although only a partial eclipse could be seen from Kansas, one student was able to travel to see the eclipse in its totality.
It was really cool. You could see the light of the sun around the moon. Everything went dark, but it looked like there was like a sunset all around you in every direction you looked. And then all the crickets came up and all the birds stopped flying. And it was just really, really cool.
For PTV, this is Michael Vanderveen.
Do you know what this is?
Sunflower.
Daisy. Nope, it's a daisy. Definitely a daisy.
Do you know what flower this is? Sunflower?
Do you know what flower this is?
Sunflower?
Do you know what this is?
No.
Do you know what flower this is?
It looks like a pink rose.
Do you know what flower this is?
Rose.
Not only is springtime full of new flowers, but this is the time you'll also start to see baby animals emerge.
Yes, I've noticed several pastures with baby calves running around, and I've also been hearing some chirping in the hall near Miss Dix's class.
So let's learn more about what that chirping is about as we watch this next segment about Mrs. Dix's chicks.
This month, Miss Dix's class is learning how to care for chicks.
Every year we hatch eggs, we incubate them, and we candle them as they grow so the students can see the chick development inside the egg. And then we also watch the hatching process. It also gives them a chance to have something to take care of and learn how to take care of something other than themselves.
Come here.
The students aren't just learning about the wonders of life, they are also learning responsibility and the importance of teamwork.
I hope it teaches them responsibility because I try not to take care of them, but obviously if they don't water them, I do. But for the most part, the kids are in charge of watering the chicks, they're in charge of feeding the chicks, and cleaning up after them. At the end of the day, it's important for everyone to know where their food comes from, and so it's important for them to see the development of a chicken, because a lot of people don't really understand that chickens have to be fertilized to grow. You can't just go buy an egg from the store and expect it to make a chicken. And it's also good for them to just get their hands on animals they may not have at home.
For PTV, this is Hallie Jerby.
Miss Dix's students are not only learning about agriculture, they are also teaching it.
Several ag students became the teachers as elementary students came to visit the 4-H building to learn about barnyard animals.
Local FFA chapters came together and taught young kids about farmyard animals.
We are at the Phillips County Fairgrounds and we are at the Day at the Barnyard, put on by the Phillips County Farm Bureau and Logan FFA and Phillipsburg FFA.
Most people are excited to teach the kids about the animals.
My favorite part was showing Claire to the little kids and listening to what they know about dogs and what breeds they have.
Phillipsburg FFA advisor Allison Dix hopes to teach the kids about where the food they eat comes from.
Everybody someday is going to grow up and have to go to the grocery store and buy food. I think it's very important that people understand where their food comes from. I think if you look at our society as a whole, there's a lot of people that have a disconnect between agriculture and where they are now. And so this is there to bridge that gap and let kids know that beef actually comes from a cow versus the back of a grocery store.
For PTV, this is Carson Meidel.
Some PHS students take their knowledge and love of animals to the next level.
Recently, Fort Bissell hosted an event where equestrians show their talents, and Austin Leanna shows you how that went.
Yeehaw! Horse enthusiasts were saddling up at the Fort Bissell Saddle Club to participate in fun events and enjoy time with their horses and friends.
I've been riding horses for my entire life. I started riding when I was 5 years old, I believe, and my horse is 4. My favorite event is 3-barrel stake and maybe pole bending, I would have to say, because I've been to a pole bending clinic and it's a little bit challenging, but it's pretty fun at the same time.
People of all ages and experience levels were able to compete and participate.
So I've been riding horses for probably about 5 or 6 years, ever since my mom brought me my first horse named Sunny. My favorite event in the KWHA is probably pole bending, just because I know the pattern and it's not crazy like some of the other ones. And my favorite thing probably about the show is getting to see some really cool horses go to work and just having fun with my own horses.
For PTV, this is Austin Leanna.
Unlike that previous story about horses, our next story focuses on a group of students at PHS that seldom horse around.
These honor students embody the 4 pillars of NHS: leadership, scholarship, service, and character.
Let's find out who was inducted into this year's National Honor Society.
For an overall excellence at Phillipsburg High School.
Earlier this week, PHS held an induction ceremony for the National Honor Society.
Today we had our National Honor Society banquet to congratulate the seniors that have already been inducted into the National Honor Society, and then we're congratulating the incoming inductees that got selected to be a part of it.
Like everything, there's a purpose behind the National Honor Society.
The purpose of National Honor Society is to better your character and congratulate the further learning that students have done throughout the year.
Specific requirements must be met first.
Kind of like it says, it's an honor to be chosen to this group, which the first requirement for it is you have to have a 3.5 GPA, and then you submit a resume and a parent signature basically approving that you can do it, and then your resume is judged by a panel of Phillipsburg High School faculty members, and then based on that judgment, which there's 4 pillars that NHS stands for, which are service, character, leadership, and scholarship. Based on that, then that panel decides whether you basically are in the NHS group or not.
For PTV, this is Ashley Bellis.
Do you or a loved one have senioritis? You may have been suffering with not paying attention to the teacher, playing games when you're supposed to be doing homework, or even sleeping in class? Maybe you're putting off work till the last minute, making it subpar, causing your mental health to plummet. Introducing graduation, the natural solution to senioritis. With just one application of this, you can say goodbye to those pesky struggles of high school and become a better you. But don't just hear it from me, hear it from one of our trusted users.
I've been more productive, I've been more responsible, I've been more driven, and I've been more focused.
If you want to be free from the endless loop of class periods and the tyranny of term papers, talk to your student advisor today. Side effects may include taxes, student loans, roommates, existential dread, and calls from your mom at least once a day.
I am Mr. Bowman, and I approve this message.
Seniors do seem like they're ready to graduate and move on to their next stage in life.
They'll have to wait a few more weeks before that, but there are some activities that are honoring them already, like the baccalaureate service that was held last weekend. Take a look.
Phillips County seniors gather at this year's baccalaureate service held at the First Christian Church in Logan.
Baccalaureate is a spiritual emphasis for our graduates. You know, our high school graduates are about to complete their high school career, and before they go into the next chapter of their lives. And the baccalaureate is kind of the spiritual send-off to help them prepare for the next chapter of their life.
A time that it's interdenominational for the graduates to come, and we can just bless them as they're getting ready to leave and the next part of their journey.
This year's baccalaureate had a musical guest and a guest speaker.
My favorite part was probably being able to perform and see some people that I've known all my life but haven't necessarily stayed close to.
Well, my favorite part of the baccalaureate this year is our speaker, Shirley Mendoza.
Yes, I do. I think it's a very important part of a graduate's life to make sure that they've got God part of it. So yes, I like doing it.
For PTV, this is Kaden Scrody.
Do you know what flower this is?
No.
Do you know what this is?
That is a carnation.
Do you know what this one is called? Carnation. Do you know what flower this is?
Sunflower.
Do you know what this one is? A sunflower. Do you know what flower this is?
Sunflower.
Disclaimer, the following is not real financial advice. If you use this advice, you'll be driven into financial ruin. PTV is not responsible for any financial mistakes made by you.
Next up on the line, we have one of the best secretaries we have ever seen in the school system of Phillipsburg. We have one Miss Kylie Black. Kylie, what is your question?
Mr. Ramsey, if a girl buys 20 pairs of shoes at $50 each, because they were on sale, you know, did she save money or did she just practice her multiplication skills?
See, that would be a great question if you're asking someone who does not have all of the money perfection that I do in my mind. I understand money better than anybody. See, how I live my life right now, I don't pay for anything other than beans and rice and beans. If you can't see under the table right now, I don't have shoes on. The suit I'm wearing right now, I took off of a homeless man. You got to figure out where to cut corners if you want to make it in this world.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
No problem, anytime.
I think some better money advice would be to donate some funds to a good cause.
People had an opportunity to do just that at the hospice, dinner, and auction. Here's more on that.
$175, so $150.
This year, the Hospice Services held their annual dinner and auction to raise money for hospice.
The purpose of the event is to help families that have been diagnosed with a terminal illness and are facing the end of life. Our funds help those people pay for what Medicare and Medicaid, those things do not cover.
The community donated items to hospice for them to be auctioned off.
So tonight, crossing the auction block, we had everything from the American flag, goodies that were donated, a lot of baked items were donated as well. There's a lot of quilts, afghans, etc. Many of the other items donated from area businesses, such as metal sculptures, K-State, KU items. Had a signed K-State basketball by number 11, Taryn Sides of the K-State girls basketball team.
The event was a success.
I think the event went pretty well. Tonight, being my first year planning and organizing, I think it went better than expected. We had a lot of last-minute donations. We had some overwhelming support from our businesses in Smith County, Rooks County, Norton County, as well as Phillips County, plus a lot of baked goods that were added at the end. So,
I think it's tremendous. It's our second year as our company doing the auction, and I felt that the community support, the prices, just tremendous.
For PTV, this is Cadence Conrad.
Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess a hollyhock.
Do you know what flower this is? Orchid. Do you know what flower this is?
Lily.
What flower is this?
A mum?
Do you know what flower this is?
No.
Do you know what flower this is called?
A giant sunflower.
Disclaimer, the following is not real financial advice. If you use this advice, you'll be drove into financial ruin. PTV is not responsible for any financial mistakes made by you.
Next up on the line, we have Stockton High School graduate Cody Miller. Cody, what is your question?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call today. Hey, I've got an extra $50,000 laying around. I won the lottery here last weekend on a scratch ticket. And my question is, do I invest this in the stock market, in the CD, money market? What do I do here for that?
Well, just to start off, congratulations on winning the lottery. You know, only so many people get that chance to do that. So good luck to you. So in my eyes, those are all pretty good options. But there's two clear-cut ones that you have slipped by. And it's okay. You know, a lot of these are some more underground ideas. Your first one is, if you're feeling risky and you want to invest, buy some more scratch-offs. Take that money you won from that scratch off, and who knows, maybe you quadruple it, maybe you get all of it back and then some, or maybe you lose it. It's where you're willing to risk. Or, my personal idea, you know, our studio's getting a little bit weak around here. We could definitely use the extra $50,000 if you just got it laying around.
Well, you know, let me think on that, Mr. Ramsey. I appreciate your answers there today.
Of course, anytime, anytime.
Have a great day.
You as well.
Our community really does a great job of supporting local causes. We really look out for one another.
That's true, and our community does much more than just fundraising events. Members of our community also create recreational events for people of all ages.
One of those events happens every Tuesday at the local community building. William Mooney shows you more about that.
Every Tuesday, people gather at the community building to play pickleball.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States today, and you hear all the time about all the towns that are putting in new pickleball courts. And if you really watch your commercials, and I know you kids are probably streaming everything and aren't watching commercials, but you are going to see everybody playing pickleball right now.
Pickleball is a great opportunity to have fun with friends.
I fell in love with this game because I learned how to play it at Webster State Park. We have a court there. And it's just a fun game that any age group can play. And it's just a way to have fun with my friends.
Pickleball is a great way to get some exercise, even with snow or rain.
Pickleball has been a fun little sport to get started. It's kind of nice that we are able to do this at the community building because of the snow and everything. People can get out and exercise.
For PTV, this is William Mooney.
PHS doesn't have a pickleball team, but we do have some teams that are working hard this season.
And we'll find out more as it's now time for our PTV Sports Update with Dalton and Austin.
What's up, brother? It's time for our PTV Sports Update, and I'm Dalton McGrath.
And I'm Austin Leanna. We have some special teams and special players to talk about today as the spring sports season is in full swing.
And so is our boys' tennis team. Earlier this week...
Tuesday?
No, it was Monday. They hosted a tournament, and Hallie Jerby was there to bring you this report.
Our boys' tennis team hosted their first home meet on Monday. The players think they performed well, though there's always room for improvement.
I think I did pretty good. One game I kind of messed up and let some scores happen that shouldn't have, so I feel like I've improved throughout the season, and hopefully I can keep improving so I can get into state or do well in regionals. I definitely need to improve on my backhands. They're pretty slow and wimpy, and my forehands, I need to learn how to hit it harder. The wind is definitely a challenge, and I need to learn how to use the wind or go against the wind.
Probably keeping my cool in a match, even though I'm losing, and coming out on top. I definitely need to improve on my serves and backhands the most.
Coach Jarvis also thinks the athletes played well despite the competition.
Today we had some tough, bigger schools here, and our singles players came out and competed really hard. We had a first in number 2 singles with Brady Russum, and we had a second in number 1 singles with Nathan Fisher, so I felt they competed hard. Our doubles didn't get any wins today. We competed with every team. We lost 6-8, we lost tiebreak, we lost 5-8. So we're there. We just got to learn how to finish a match, stay focused through all of the points. Sometimes we get a little satisfied maybe with if we get a lead and then we don't build on it. We kind of let it slip away, so we need to keep working on that with our doubles.
Overall, the team is proud of their performance and the performances of their teammates.
I think the team did great, especially with a bunch of good teams here.
I think the team did pretty good today. We got some wins on some tough opponents. There was some definitely good competition here tonight, and I think us as a team did pretty good.
For PTV, this is Hallie Jerby.
The varsity tennis team will be in action again next week in Hoisington. Good luck to the tennis team.
Our track team started their season in Norton earlier this month. Here's a look at how that went.
The track team started out their first track meet in Norton.
Today we've competed really well. I know from the jump side of things, we've had several PRs over there. You know, field events I thought went very well. We're just getting ready to start the track events right now. I know several kids had PRs in the throws. I wasn't over there to watch, but so far, really good day.
In the field events, E.J. Hall got 3rd in long jump and 5th in triple jump. Tanner Harinik got 1st in triple jump. Trevor Durkin got 3rd in pole vault.
Today, I threw well and I competed in shot, and in disc I competed by like 5 foot today. So it was a really good day overall.
Oh, I was doing really great today, and everything was flowing great, and my step was on, and I was clearing heights really high, and then I kind of got out of rhythm a little bit when I blew my spike out.
In the running events, Tanner Hurnick got first in 100 meters, second in 110 hurdles. Alex Van Allen got fourth in 200 meters. Camry Chestnut got fifth in 400 meters. For PTV, this is Marissa Arment.
After competing at Norton, our boys track team then won first place as a team at Smith Center. They look to do it again today as we host a track meet this afternoon.
Come out to Panther Stadium to cheer on our track teams.
Our golf team was also able to compete right here at home earlier this season, as you'll see in this next report.
The varsity golf team came out swinging earlier this month by hosting their golf tournament.
I think the team did great. We lost a few seniors last year. It was interesting to see who would step up and play good, and we had some people play really good today.
Coach Sides was impressed with how the players did throughout the whole tournament.
I thought the guys played pretty well today. I didn't get to see a lot of it just running the tournament today, but windy conditions, but the weather was pretty decent weather-wise, temperature-wise, so the guys did some good things. We had some pretty decent scores, especially out of our new guys that were not in team last year. And Hunter and Trey played really well today, and we got other guys that stepped up there too and got a team win for us.
Trey Carlson got third with a score of 83, and Hunter Sisson got first with a score of 80. Overall, the team placed first. For PTV, this is Garrett Johnson.
Good luck to the golfers as they compete at Norton today.
That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Austin Leanna.
And I'm Dalton McGrath.
Go Panthers!
Disclaimer, the following is not real financial advice. If you use this advice, you'll be driven into financial ruin. PTV is not responsible for any financial mistakes made by you.
Finally, our final caller in, we have the best sponsor of KAY, and I would say the entire state of Kansas, maybe the world, dare I say, Miss Kelsey Pinkerton. Kelsey, what is your question?
Okay, so I'm trying to decide why my rent is the same every month if February is a shorter month. Like, why do I pay the same amount for July what I pay for February? Can you tell me why that is?
That is a great question. That's mind-blowing. I had never thought of that. February is shorter, so you should be paying less money. Well, you know, all those landlords, they're really real tight pockets. They don't like to give money back. Have you thought about this? Now, this is a wild idea. Steal something from the landlord's house that would be about the same amount of where your rent should be. You know, say, hey, can I come by? I need to talk about, you know, my property. And then when you get there, you walk inside, depending on what it is, you know, in this economy, it might be upwards of $500. Steal his dog. See his little dog walking by, pick him up and just go, whoop, walk out the door. Steal his little Toyota Camry if you gotta. You take what makes that value even. You make sure you get the better end of the deal.
That is the best idea I've heard yet. Thank you so much.
Well, I just try to help. I really appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Anytime.
That wraps up this episode of PTV. I'm Michael Vanderveen.
And I'm James Krausar. Stay classy, Phillipsburg High.